What's up everyone, John from ARTV. I just wanted to note before this video actually gets started, today, the day I'm uploading this video, marks the 6th anniversary of ARTV. Me launching it as a high school senior, just in my bedroom. I'm still in a bedroom filming in front of a backdrop and that sort of thing, but I've come so much further than what I started with, and thank you so much for your support. I just wanted to put that out there. We had recently crossed over 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Just the growth that I've seen over the course of this year has been phenomenal. So thank you to all the new viewers, and of course everyone who might have been with me since the first video that I uploaded. I'm very sorry that you had to see that, but thankfully we got to where we are now. Today I'm going to be reviewing Fetty Wap, the singer-rapper from New Jersey, his debut self-titled album. Of course, he blew up the airwaves and really just all over the place with his single Trap Queen. There was a ton of buzz around that, and even 679, the follow-up single featuring the Remy Boys, but we'll get to more of that in just a minute. Trap Queen is actually a likable song. I don't know why, but I held off listening to it for just a really long time before finally giving in and playing it, but once I hit play, I don't know, I felt like he had kind of a likable persona on this track, and it actually saw him being a little bit more equal towards his partner in this song, even if they're talking about selling drugs, getting high, going to the mall, etc. It's like he wanted to do things with his girlfriend at the time, and I don't feel like he brings that kind of style to the rest of this record. It was like, okay, maybe this is a step forward for rap, pop, and that sort of thing, but then the rest of this album is just kind of backwards thinking, and I don't really understand that. Like I said, 679 featuring the Remy Boys dropped as the second single from this thing. Not quite as effective in my mind, but still very interesting. They actually dropped one of the verses, the verse from P-Dice here on this thing, and just kept the one from Monty, who appears all throughout this record. That's going to be a frequent collaborator that you see here on this thing, but P-Dice was omitted due to the fact that the Remy Boys have apparently split up just before the release of Fetty Wap's debut album. Now let's rewind, no, not to track number 17, but to what I was saying about the frequent collaborator and him actually mentioning the Remy Boys a lot. Did I say a lot? Because it's more like every fucking song. That's one of my musical pet peeves, people, and it's whenever rappers just constantly refer to their clique or their group or their crew or whatever it is, and they just constantly beat it into your head. Fetty Wap has three things that he's gonna constantly force across to you guys. The Remy Boys, 1738, which apparently refers to some kind of liquor along with the Remy Boy thing, and then of course he talks about the RGF and the RGF crew and that sort of thing, and you're gonna hear like RGF Productions on Trap Queen and that sort of thing, and it's just something that we hear over and over again, and it sounds absolutely dreadful to me. He's constantly shouting out his crew that he's clearly obsessed with and yammering on and on about 1738, RGF, and just all this other shit, and it's like, do you have anything else to talk about? Every song, you're beating us over the head with these same styled songs. The instrumentals are often flavorless. There's a lot of trap production going on here, a bunch of buzzing 808s and synthesizers and that sort of thing, and I understand that these beats are likable enough at first, but whenever we get beat over the head with an hour and 17 minutes of this, is it really that entertaining? Fetty Wap sounds almost exactly the same all throughout this thing. He offers very little variety in terms of the instrumentals and of course his vocals on this thing. He feels very lifeless, and the fact that we get Monty, his fellow Remy Boy, that actually features on 9 out of 20 tracks on the deluxe edition of this thing. 9 songs out of 20. Could we get a little bit of variety within the guest, please? Now back to what I was saying about Fetty's vocals being uninteresting on this thing, it's just that I often feel like some of his performances just go up and down the scales, my way. And it just kind of creaks up and down, and it offers no variety, no real skill or style. I'm inclined to believe the title of the song No Days Off, because without a doubt I'm sure the label was pressuring him, knocking on his door night and day saying like, hey, remember Trap Queen? Remember how that got successful and 679 was blowing up as well? Let's get that album. I know you said early 2016, but let's get it out in September, please. It's just clear that the label was ready to cash in on his success, and it's not that Fetty Wap is talentless, because there's actually some good songs on this thing. I know I got a lot of my gripes out of the way first, but there are a handful of songs that I like. But overall, I just feel like it's undoubtedly a bloated and rushed albums. I mean, 17 songs for a debut trap rap styled record that has about as much variety as a box of goldfish. I mean, what the hell were they thinking? I understand that this record definitely works for a certain setting. Maybe you're at the club, or you're with a group of friends, or you're bumping it in the whip, you're driving around town, you need some good music to just hold one hand on the steering wheel to. But if you actually sit down and kind of dive into these lyrics, you'll realize that there's really nothing there at all, nothing of substance. I mean, look at the lyrics for tracks like I Wonder and D.A.M, which definitely doesn't just stand for something. It's another one of those acronym things like Chris Brown and Tyga even did earlier this year, like Don't Get It Fucked Up, DGIFU. You guys understand what I'm driving at here. Fetty Wap offers very little in the way of diversity on this thing. I mean, there's definitely a certain vibe that some people are going to be inclined to listen to. I mean, if you're interested in hearing about how tough his crew is, his back and forth romantic endeavors, or plenty of gloating about his newfound fame, then this record is probably something that you're going to be entertained by. Me though, me personally, little old John from ARTV, I just have a little bit of trouble understanding and seeing why critics are singing Fetty's praises. I mean, what I'm hearing is a shit ton of 808s and trap-flavored instrumentals, sound effects galore like the squaw thing that just goes on and on some of these tracks in the background. Apparently that's another one of his little ticks or trademarks or whatever, all with bland lyrical content and repetitive performances that are hard to separate from each other. I'm just not seeing Fetty's potential really play out in its true form on this debut self-titled effort. Look, I'm not calling this album total trash or complete throwaway or anything like that. I'm calling it Fetty Wap walking a tightrope over a very tall building with snipers on each side of him sent from the record label saying, hey, if you take one step left or one step right, you're gonna get blown away. So we get an album full of straight lines, complete predictability at every corner, no twists and turns whatsoever. There are, however, some bangers on this thing that I actually do enjoy. You guys are probably thinking, wow, he hates every single song on here, but that's definitely not the case. I mean, RGF Island is a good jam. It's one that sees him, yes, talking about his crew, but I don't know, it's still kind of entertaining. Trap Queen definitely still has a good sound to it, and 679 is a hook that gets stuck inside my head. I'm Straight is pretty memorable as well, although I could do without the sound effects on that one because it sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me, and How We Do Things with Monty gets the job done as well. The main problem here is that you're not going to remember this album a month from now, most likely. I know I probably won't remember, or nor will I care that I don't remember it 2 weeks from now. I mean, you're not missing much if you skip over this one. Fetty Wap's debut album, for me personally, I'm going to go with a 2.5. If you've heard Fetty Wap's debut album, let me know your thoughts on it tastefully and respectfully in the comment section down below. Keep in mind this was all just my opinion, so let me know about yours. Don't forget to smash that like button for 6 years of ARTV. Thanks so much for everyone who has tuned in and watched through the years, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. If there are other albums you'd like to see me talk about, let me know with a comment, sound off in the comment section down below. Other than that, you can find me right here on my second channel where I do track reviews, music news. Click right here to see the last review that I did. Other than that, see you very soon right here on ARTV.